Outdoor School, Mrs. Lapel here. Mr. Landgraf said that if I had a chapel in mind, I could do it, and I'm back with another one. One of my favorite Bible verses is in Psalms, and it says, "The heavens declare the glory of God. The skies proclaim the work of his hands." And after I thought about that, I realized nature, everything in nature has stories and lessons to teach us. So I'm always looking for what rain and puddles and weather and animals and what all kinds of things can teach me about who God is, but also lessons for my life about how I should live. So when I was in Seaside in January, I think I learned a lesson. And I have a couple of videos to show you first to explain what I think I learned. Wasn't that cool? So, do you know what they were doing with their special cameras? They were zooming in. And I think maybe on your iPads or when you've taken photos on your parents' phones, you have zoomed in to get more detail and to see what's in there that's tinier. So that's called zooming in. Guess what I have next? I have a zooming out video. So here is zoom out. Well, here's your little reminder that the heavens declare the glory of God. And on this particular day, I took this picture thinking, this is so cool. Didn't it look like that house was on top of a cliff there for a moment? because my perspective was different. I was kind of down low. Well, then that caused me to notice what I called all of these little cliffs all along the beach. The tide was coming in, and as it would wash in, it would form the little cliffs, and then the next wave would wash in, and it would make the cliffs a little bit taller, and soon they would get so tall that pieces would start to fall off like this. And then the water would wash back out, and soon it would wash back in, and it would begin to smooth out the sand that had fallen by the little cliffs. And I wanted to show you how high the cliff was. So I have 1 foot on top and 1 foot underneath. And of course, I knocked sand all over my foot. So that's about how big the cliffs were. So here's where I saw the life lesson. I kind of felt like we're the sand, and my finger right here are all the problems that might come about. And they start to knock parts of us off. It might mean you feel bad about yourself, you're angry with somebody, but you just don't feel balanced, you don't feel right, and you start to only look at your problems. You start to get very zoomed in on how badly you feel and what you are dealing with. This particular cliff was awesome. It jutted way out, it washed out from underneath, and I thought this must be a really big, strong one. So I decided to tap on it way underneath with my foot. I wanted to see if it was extra sturdy, and that's why the waves weren't washing it away. But it didn't take very long before it collapsed too. And I thought, you know what, that's sometimes like people. Sometimes the people that we look at and that we respect the most, when life throws hard things at them, they sometimes will be people that will crumble and really need us to come alongside them and to help. So I turned around then, and it hit me right at this moment. Oh my goodness, I just zoomed out. There's the bigger picture. There's a big ocean out there with waves coming in to wash the sand smooth. And if I would have stayed out there all day, the waves would have eventually washed the cliffs smooth. They wouldn't even have been there anymore. And I think that's kind of like life. When we zoom out, we realize that life is helping to make us better people through the good times and the bad times. We need to be there for each other and hold on, and we will get smoothed out and things will be okay. So don't forget, the next time there's a problem, zoom out.